I'm gonna show you the beauty of my tumor. Who's excited to see it? I look exhausted. I am sorry. Today is November 19th of 2020 and I spent almost all day at the hospital today because I got a new PICC line. But before I got the new PICC line, they just wanted to make sure that everything about me was okay because I was actually complaining about having rib pains again and about having lower back pain. So they just wanted to do some checkups, check my blood, take a long photo, and see if I was okay. And luckily, there was nothing new. I was absolutely fine to have another PICC line, and I got one. And to actually answer my own question that I had, I got a PICC line in my right arm. I don't know if it's always in your right arm. I think it is, I don't know. The PICC line can be in either arm, the right one or the left one, and this time it is in my left one. It was in my right one, but this arm got infected, so we had to take it out and switch it to the left one. So I have the new PICC line. That's my update on that. On Tuesday, November 24th of 2020, I will be having my 4th chemo, and after that chemo, I'll be getting a PET scan, which I don't know when that is gonna be yet, but I hope soon. And then from the PET scan on, we'll see what the rest of my treatment is gonna look like. But that's my update on that. So I'm almost done with my first chemo journey, and it's been rough, but also okay. Still got the hair going. Today at the hospital, I actually asked my doctor if I could have a printout of one of my lung photos. I wanted a printout of the lung photo in which you can actually see that when they first inserted the PICC line in my body on the right arm, the line actually went up in my neck. What a lot of people don't know is that when you get a PICC line, it's not just like an IV in your arm. There's a line, a central line that actually goes through your arm, down, up until somewhere here. Well, this is like 44 centimeters. So that's actually in my body right now. But when they first inserted the PICC line in my right arm, which was 40 centimeters, it actually went up in my neck and not down to my chest area. So we took a lung photo to check, and yes, in fact, you can see on the photo that the PICC line is actually going up, which looks really funny. There's nothing wrong with that. 80% of the people that have that just have to go jump up and down and run up a flight of stairs, and then gravity will do its thing and will have the line actually go down. So gravity can fix that. It just needs some time. So I had to do that, I had to jump up and down for a couple days, and then after the weekend was over, we took another long photo and the PICC line was actually down to my chest area. But I have the long photo in which you can see that the PICC line actually goes up, but what you can also see on the long photo is my tumor. And I wanted to show off my tumor because I can, and I actually think it's really interesting. So I have the picture right here, and I'm going to show you guys the picture, and I'm going to try to explain where you can see the tumor, and I hope it can help you vision how big this thing actually is in my chest area. But this is my lung picture. The picture is from the front. You have my left chest and my right chest, and my tumor is in my right chest. So you'll see a white mass in the picture, and that white mass is my tumor. But if you really look at the picture, imagine how big that actually is. I thought, because the first time that I saw this mass on a lung photo was at the ER, and I was actually in shock that day, so I can't really remember. I thought my tumor was like this big. Looking at that picture, it's a little bigger than that. I thought that was really interesting. I just wanted to show you guys If you have any questions about the picture, please feel free to ask. I do not know if I have the answer for you, but I thought it was pretty cool. I actually think I'm gonna hang this bad boy up on my wall because it is kind of cool to have. So I guess I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so that's my tumor. That's a little inside into my body. What you can't see on a lung photo is the spreading of the cancer, so you can only see the tumor, which is why you need a PET scan to see what the result of the chemo has in your body. So this doesn't really say much about anything that goes in your body. It just tells you that there's a mass. That's all. I just wanted to share. I don't know why I'm so preppy about this, but I just thought it was interesting. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's not cool that that's in my body, but I think it's kind of fascinating. I think it would look cute on this wall, too. Well, before I want to end this video, I actually have a little story time. You know how I try to end my videos with telling you guys that you have to live your best life and not regret anything and blah 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 blah, that philosophy that I've been putting in my videos? I thought it'd be fun to share a little story with you that actually shows that I also live by what I'm saying in my videos. 2 weeks before everything went down and I, found out I had a tumor in my chest and I had cancer, I went on a date weekend with a complete stranger in Switzerland. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm not saying, disclaimer, to just trust any stranger that you run into and to do stupid things, think about it before you actually do it. But I wanted to share this story because it's a fun story and I've been in a very bad mood the past week and I wanted to cheer myself up, and I found the footage of that weekend and I never turned it into a video. So I wanted to end this video with that footage, but I'm going to tell you the backstory of it first before you see the footage. So here it is. 2 weeks before I left to New Zealand, I went clubbing and I met this guy and we hung out for an entirety of an hour that night, and he was really nice and it was a good hour, very fun, and we actually exchanged Facebook. He's French, but he actually lives in Switzerland because he works there. We started texting each other, just actually trying to get to know each other as friends, and we thought it'd be a fun idea to get to know each other even more by going on a little mini vacation with each other. We were just joking about doing that, but normally when you joke about that with a person, like, oh, we should do that, or we should go on a vacation, or we should do that trip, you don't ever actually do it. I mean, I've been in multiple situations in which I said that to a person and we never actually did it. And I actually thought we were never going to do it because 2 weeks after meeting him, I moved to New Zealand and I was away for 7 months. But somehow we stayed in contact and we texted each other every other month, just checking up, and we always came back to the trip. So after my 7 months of being abroad, I came back to the Netherlands and we actually decided to plan this trip in February or March, but then COVID hit and it didn't happen again. So I figured it wasn't gonna happen ever. But then a couple months went by and the restriction here in Europe lifted, and Switzerland and the Netherlands, were kind of like a go, like you could go to each other's country. So we came into contact again. Like, we didn't talk on a daily basis. We literally talked every other month or every other 2 weeks or something. Before I knew it, I had bought my plane ticket to Switzerland for a whole weekend. And then I realized I'm a girl who met a guy for an hour, doesn't actually know him, has a good feeling about him though, and is planning on going to Switzerland for an entire weekend. I'm either gonna get murdered or I'm gonna have the time of my life. We actually decided to FaceTime 2 weeks before the trip. I'm not sure, or a week before the trip. We hadn't called before that. That was our first time calling and seeing each other since the time we met at the club a year prior. So I was really nervous to call with him. I was like, what if this call sucks and we don't hit it up anymore? I still have that flight and I still have to go to Switzerland. But it was actually kind of nice, a little awkward from my side. I'm a very awkward person, actually. But it was a good conversation and I felt good about the trip, so I decided to get on that plane and fly to Switzerland. And I literally had the most amazing weekend ever. I'm just so grateful that I was able to do that trip and have the time of my life before, everything went downhill. But yeah, so that's a little story time that I wanted to give you guys that I think is something amazing. It amazes me how many great people there are on this planet and how you can make the best out of so many situations and how things happen for a reason and how you run into people, and life just amazes me, shocks me, but also amazes me. Again, I just wanted to say, if you ever have the opportunity to do crazy things and to do everything that just makes you seek discomfort, go and do it. Be careful, but go and do it. That was what I wanted to share. A little bright, happy story. Don't trust any stranger, I do want to say that. But I really want to share this story. So that's my little story. He and I are still in contact. He's a great guy, and yeah, I gained a really good friend, and I'm really happy about it. So enjoy the Switzerland clips. I made it to Geneva. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I'm so happy. Good morning. It's Monday, July 27th. I'm crying. I just said my goodbyes. I had such an amazing weekend, like really, really great. And I just love that I met this person who was spontaneous and kind enough to bring me into his life here in Switzerland, into his apartment, and was the host of the weekend. And for my host of this weekend, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for being patient with me and for making this the greatest weekend ever, and I will never forget it. And you were a really, really, really good host, and you're a really, really, really good person. I know you're watching this, so that's why I'm directing this to you for now, but you are a great person. You have great dreams, and I hope that all your dreams will come true because you deserve it, because you are I'm gonna have one last moment in your apartment and then I'm off back to Amsterdam. And to all of you who watched this video, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I have a couple more hours left in Geneva. Let's enjoy it while I can. Bye.